Bonnie here. Just wanted to share a few things with you, a few little tips and tricks I've learned in my 62 years. So one of the things that I find really helpful for me, and I know I've talked about this in my class, is how we wake our body up in the morning. So for a lot of us, we wake up to an alarm clock that's blaring at us and our eyes shoot open and we jump out of bed. Wow, what a shock to the system. I did that for many years until I discovered one of those gradually lighting alarms. So what happens is it just gradually lights your room up until it wakes you up gently with bright light, and that really worked for me. So one of the things that's really important is to wake your body up kindly and gently. So this is my little routine I do when I wake up in the morning, and some of you will notice that it's a lot like the way we come out of Shavasana in my Kundalini classes. So most of us are usually sleeping for 6 to 8 hours, and we're relatively still. So we don't really move around a lot in our sleep. I know there's a few exceptions, but for the most part, we're relatively still. So when I wake up, as soon as I wake up, I open my eyes really gently, or sometimes I leave my eyes closed for a little while, and I just start to bend my fingers and my toes, just bending them, just getting those joints lubricated, getting rid of any fuzz that builds up on those joints during the night. And then I begin to just rotate my wrists and my ankles, just moving gently in one way and the other, and just sort of connecting with your breath. A lot of times while I'm doing this, I'm thinking, oh, I'm so grateful I get to get up and have my coffee. And then I stretch my arms over my head, point my toes, big stretch, inhaling deeply, and exhaling. Bring my arms out to the sides, and I do a couple cat stretches. So bringing one knee up to my chest, using the opposite hand to stretch it over across my body. Look over at the opposite hand, and I just stay here for a couple breaths. And then coming back to center, and then moving the other way, bringing the other knee up, use the opposite hand, stretching it across, looking over at the opposite hand, and again a few breaths. And then I come back to center, and I hug my knees into the chest. And then just moving my knees independently, moving them in one direction, and then moving them the other way, and then bringing both knees together and moving them together, one direction, then the other. And then placing my feet back on the bed, I'll usually windshield wiper my knees. And now, last but not least, the best part of it is aligning your spine before you jump out of bed. So if you do Kundalini Yoga, you'll recognize this as stretch pose. So this is really important for aligning your spine and for strengthening your back. So you're going to lift your feet 6 inches off the floor, your hands 6 inches off the floor, and your head 6 inches off the floor. And you're just going to begin to breathe long and deep. If we were in a Kundalini class, we would probably be doing a breath of fire, but in the morning, I like to just hold myself up and just breathe. Looking down at your toes, shoes tucked in. And I usually will count to either 60 or 90 seconds. And then I relax myself back down onto my bed. Wiggle the hips around a little bit, bend your knees, windshield wiper again, and I'm ready to roll out of bed. So that's my morning. It takes only a couple minutes, and it really does make a big difference, and it Your body will love you for it. So while I'm at it, just a couple more things you can do if you don't have time to do a full class, or you don't have the space to do a full class. You can do some Sufi grinds, so just moving your body in a circle. Just visualize you have a crayon on your head and you're drawing a circle in the ceiling with your head. It doesn't have to be a big movement. For some people, it can be very tiny. Bigger is not necessarily better. So whatever your body's looking for, that's perfect for you. The other thing is some spinal flexes, so placing your hands on your shins and flexing from your lower back. On the inhale, tipping your chest up. On the exhale, pulling your navel into your spine, rounding your lower back. If you're sitting at a desk, this is really good for you. Taking 5 minutes out to do these. You can do it for 30 seconds, a minute on each side, and then change the crossing of your legs. So the hip on the opposite side is also getting a little attention. And then if you sit at a computer, this is a must. Hands on the knees, elbows are straight. On the inhale, you're going to pull your shoulder blades down and together. On the exhale, you're going to round your shoulders. So again, your chest lifts, your head stays level. Doesn't have to be a big movement, it can be very tiny, but this will help your posture for one thing, and it'll really help your shoulders and the muscles in the top of your back. And last but not least, breathe. Your breath can do so much. It can calm you, it can energize you. In Kundalini Yoga, we learn a lot of different kinds of pranayama for energizing and for relaxing. So one of the ones we're going to do today is a relaxing one. So when you feel like you're feeling a little overwhelmed by everything that's happening, come to sitting. You can sit in a chair, you can sit on the floor, you can lie down and do it. But you're going to bring your right hand up and block off your right nostril with your thumb. Close your eyes and just begin to breathe through your left nostril. Inhaling deeply and exhaling. And that's it. Those are my little tips. You can breathe through your left nostril to relax. If you need a little energy, breathe through your right nostril only. So that's my tips and tricks for today. It's lonely here without you guys, but hopefully we'll be back into the studio soon, and I hope you're enjoying all of our online classes. Thank you.